One of the biggest challenges that we all face is devoting time to this position. You have a full team of players at a practice. How do you spend the time that you have, 5, 10, 15 minutes, coaching this position, which is so critical? What we have today is our player, our goalie in the cage. And where I always start when coaching goalies is evaluating their ready position, that foundation. We'll start with our goalie here in the cage, tell him to get into his ready position. And what I'll do first, I'll look at his or her feet. The things we want to notice, that the feet are shoulder width apart, that the knees are bent, and that the hips are back. If we turned our goalie to the side, go ahead and face that way. You'll notice from a side profile looking really similar to a linebacker in football. Athletic, able to step when that shot comes, but he's in a good athletic stance. Turn center again. Some of the things we keep an eye out for that are big things to adjust, feet may be too wide. Spread those feet out a little bit. Many young goalies have wide stances. That can be problematic. If the stance is too wide, the goalie's not as explosive, it's a lot harder to step. So we'll bring those feet in a little bit. Good. Some other things we notice, maybe standing up just a little bit too tall, right? Just like that linebacker, if he's standing up too tall, it's gonna be hard to step, explode, and attack that ball. So looking at the lower body, again, feet are shoulder width apart, his knees are bent, his hips are back, and that's a good lower body. The next thing we'll take a look at, that the hands are out and away. Something that we see in young goalies in particular, those hands come in really tight. When the hands are in tight, it doesn't present well to the shooter, makes it a lot harder when we're attacking that ball to make a save. So we'll always make sure that those hands are out in front of the body. When it comes to issues that we see in the upper body, we call it chicken wings. A lot of young goalies may find that their elbows will splay outward, creating a really challenging situation to get your hands to the ball when that shot comes. So something we always say, elbows down, hands out, right? Go back to that chicken wing position, elbows down, hands out. So you put that all together, we have a great athletic stance now. His feet are shoulder width apart, his knees are bent, his elbows are down, and his hands are out away from his body. This is that foundation that you should see with all of your goalies, no matter if they're boys, girls, middle school, high school. This is the foundation for goalie coaching. So once we have our goalie in a good athletic stance like we talked about, the next thing I'll do before I even pick up my stick as a shooter, I just want to get a ball on the cage. I want to see how this goalie steps to the ball. We use the term step body balance. I want to see how this goalie attacks that ball. So starting with just a ball on my stick, I'm going to lob it to the side. I notice the goalie has a great step. Notice his front foot leads, his back foot always follows. Just evaluating his ability to get his body behind the ball. Ultimately, that's your goal as a coach. You want this keeper to make great saves. It comes from his or her ability to get their body behind the ball. Some common things you'll want to notice, the back foot. If you keep an eye on our goalie's back foot, it's coming with him every single time. Timmy, if you can, leave your back foot at home this time. This is something you'll see that we always want to fix, right? There should be almost a rubber band between both ankles that will come with every time he steps to make sure that his full body gets to that ball. So really keeping an eye on his footwork, how fluid his feet are, that term step body balance, so critical. Once I feel that he's done a great job of stepping to the ball, I'll pick up my stick and we'll go through a very basic warm-up. All it needs to be is 5 shots to each spot, stick side high, off stick high, stick side hip, off stick hip, and low shots. And then from there we can get into some drill training. But that's a great start for when you're working with a goalie in the cage.